Warning: mentions of cutting, bleeding, and a lot of angst. So if that doesn't sit right with you, please click out of this video, and I'm sure I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself now. Ryan walks down the street, past familiar shops and toward her apartment. Nowadays, everything seemed to blur together. Her job, people, and the scenery. She wanted something more than just making coffee, especially since she hated coffee. The only reason she'd stay is because it pays the bills. Although it was fun when she first started, lately, everything seemed to go downhill. First, her manager left, and in came some horrible bitch. She was demoted from assistant manager to a barista because the new manager didn't like her. Then her roommate moved out and in with her boyfriend. The girl struggled with depression, and slowly it got worse. She'd never been on a date, and she doesn't have any friends. The only positive in her life seemed to be the 5 minutes she interacted with a certain winged hero. He comes in every day for 5 minutes to get his coffee, then goes about his day. Ryan didn't know he was a hero though. She doesn't really pay attention to the news or gossip around town because she works the morning shift. It's only her and an elderly lady who's in the back making the baked goods, so no one is there to tell her or swoon over him. He enjoys the 5 minutes, especially since no one is ever around. As the sun begins setting, Ryan turns into an alley and continues on her way home. When she looks down, she sees a small red feather. It reminds her of the man from the coffee shop. She never asked his name before because he was the only one there. Ryan put the feather on her necklace and smiled at it when she walked home. The grocery bags in her hands started getting heavy, so she was quick to set them down once she got in the door. Ryan whimpered as she laid on the ground of her apartment. Soft tears slipped down her cheeks. She closed the door with her foot and continued to cry. Of course, this isn't the first time she's done this. Cried on the floor, I mean. Finally, after a bit, she sits up and puts the groceries away. Once she finishes, she goes out onto her balcony and sits in her rocking chair. The red feather reflects in the sunlight. The longer she looks at the feather, the more tears stream down her cheeks. She can't help feeling so lonely. The hair-colored woman walked to the bathroom and grabbed one of her blades. As the silver slides against her thigh, she continues to cry. Regret and guilt washed over her when she thought about the blonde with wings. What would he say if he saw this? Then again, why would he care? Ryan cried loudly as she threw the blade. Suddenly, the girl was lifted by her necklace and thrown out her bathroom. It took her through her apartment and finally out the balcony window. Her eyes widen in horror as she goes flying. Her vision was blurring from the blood loss. The feather goes low to the ground, so her legs drag. She notices the familiar scenery and sees the blonde man. He turns around as he senses his feather coming back. His eyes widen as he sees the feather attached to a necklace. The necklace attached to the girl, and the girl whimpered softly as her legs shook. "Ryan," he whispers. Upon looking her up and down, he noticed the blood coming from her thighs. She collapses into his arms. Oh, damn. He quickly picks her up and flies her to the hospital. Stay awake, kid. Coffee, man? She whispers. My name is Keigo. He introduces and smirks. I'm sorry. She cries. Once he arrives, he calls over a doctor who brings a gurney and towels. We'll take it from here. Don't leave me. She begs quietly. I'll come back when they finish with you, I promise. He smiles as they take her away. Wine cries softly and covers her mouth. The doctors call Hawks once they finish bandaging the woman and going over a few things with her. The hero flies back to her room. She looks over at the sound of the door closing, then looks away. He sits on the bed gently. It's nice to see you again. Twice in one day, lucky me. She smiles slightly and fiddles with the necklace. I'm glad you're enjoying my feather. She nods. I thought of you right away when I saw it. That's why I picked it up. I'm sure you don't want to talk about what happened, but please tell me. I want to help. She shakes her head. It's not your problem. I'm just gonna go through another rough patch. Nothing you can really help me with. I'm a hero. It's part of my job to help those in need. The woman's eyes widen. You're a hero? He smirks and nods. The one and only pro-hero Hawks. She hides her face. Oh God, I've been talking to a pro-hero this whole time. I've made such a fool of myself at work, and now this. I'm so sorry. He laughs and shakes his hands. No, don't worry about it. It's refreshing to meet someone who doesn't know who I am. If I'm honest, I enjoy the 5 minutes we have every morning. His smile disappears and is replaced with a solemn look. But I want you to tell me, why did it come to this? You always seem to laugh and smile in the morning, but this is... He looks at her legs, then back to her eyes. Wyan sighs softly, looking at her lap. I've dealt with depression for years now. Those 5 minutes are my only break from the sadness. So in a way, you really are my hero, without me knowing you're a pro, so thank you. The hero looks away. You don't need to thank me. He smiles and makes the feather tickle her neck. She blushes and giggles softly. I'm a greedy bastard. I don't deserve your praise. She was confused at first as to why he was telling her this, but soon realized the truth. He looked up into her eyes and watched her playing with the feather. Let me guess, you didn't choose the route to hero, it chose you. Don't think you know me, baby bird. It'll get you into trouble. The blonde responds and smirks. Then tell me I'm wrong. Maybe over dinner sometime. He offers and stands up. She looks at the feather and smiles. I guess I can wait until then. She blows on the feather gently, causing a shiver to run down the hero's spine. Don't tease me, baby bird. I might have to take it away. His blush is obvious, but he tries hiding it with a smirk. She holds the necklace close to her chest. It's mine now, finders keepers. Are you willing to go flying across the sky if I accidentally called a feather back? I just went for a ride earlier, but what if I were to slip out of my necklace? I'd fall to my death. Hogs shakes his head. I'll be able to tell when the feather is holding your weight, now that I know you have it. She nods in understanding. It's a deal then. I'll pick you up Saturday night. A date in exchange for my feather. She blushes and looks away. He kisses her cheek, then walks away. For those of you who actually go through things like this, I want to apologize. I know I don't really have anything to do with it, but if you ever need a friend, I'm always here. I'm thinking about leaving my phone number in the description, just in case any of you guys want to talk to me. Like, I know I'm not a therapist or anything, but I'm here, kids at school can be real jerks. Sometimes I have personal experience with that, and like I wanna help. I might not be much, but I'm here if any of you ever need to talk. Yeah, my contact information will be in the description.
He's never